No one expected silence to be louder than war, but when the alien Council of Worlds gathered for an emergency meeting, their voices trembled in disbelief. Floating above them, in full view on the central screen, was the final transmission from the Eater Fleet's flagship, its last image. A blinding white core tearing apart a ship the size of a city. The monster had been destroyed by humans, and not just with weapons, but with a Titan-class warship that had never been seen before. A ship so large, so advanced, and so bold. It left the Council stunned. The UE Defiant had survived what no one ever had. It had gone into the mouth of the Eaters and come out victorious. The Council chamber shook, not from weapons, but from fear. Part 3. Aftermath and Revelation. Captain Ji-tae Ryu stood in the command chamber of the UE Defiant. His uniform ripped, blood on his collar, but his back straight like a steel beam. The bridge smelled of smoke, burning circuits, and something else. Victory. Status, he said, voice calm. Main power is at 34%. Hull integrity is critical, but stable, answered Lieutenant Hyun Park, still seated at the shattered comms console. We lost 27 crew members, but we're alive. Ji-tae closed his eyes briefly. Honor them. They made this victory possible. All around him, the crew of the Defiant looked like survivors of a storm. Burned, bruised, bloodied, but alive. And they had done the impossible. They had killed an Eater Queen vessel. Across the galaxy. A council, in panic the Galactic Council, formed by 16 advanced alien species, had ruled the galaxy for over 1,000 years. They thought themselves wise, strong, and untouchable. But now, inside the silver halls of the Council's deep core station, panic echoed. Play it again, said the serpentine diplomat from the Zelvec species. The screen showed the UE Defiant, rushing toward the Eater vessel's core. Alien fighters swarmed it like insects, but it kept going. Then the flash. Then silence. The entire Council watched as the Eater ship, the one they feared, the one that had destroyed hundreds of worlds, was split open like rotten fruit. How? Whispered a feathered member of the Syrinx race. They used a quantum disruptor. Something none of us have, said a voice from the shadows. The speaker stepped forward. Council observer Takar On, leader of the intelligence wing. Who gave the humans this technology? Demanded another voice. No one, Takar On replied. They built it, alone. The room fell silent again. One word echoed in every mind. Humans. Flashback. Humanity warned them. 2 years ago, humanity had tried to warn the Council. Captain Ji-tae Ryu had stood in this very chamber, asking for aid. They're coming, he had said. The Eaters don't negotiate. They devour. Help us. But the Council had laughed. Humans were new, reckless, and young. They exaggerate. The Council had decided. Let them face the problem alone. Now, the same Council watched as a single human ship had done what all of them together had failed to do. In centuries, the Defiant had not only faced the Eaters. It had destroyed their queen ship. Back on the Defiant, a message to the galaxy. Bridge is online, Hyun said. Incoming hail from Earth Command. Ji-tae nodded. Put it through. The screen blinked. The face of President So Woo-nam appeared. His eyes were red. Behind him stood a crowd of cheering scientists, soldiers, and diplomats. Captain Ryu, So Woo said. You've made history. The Eaters are retreating. Their network collapsed. Whatever you hit, it broke their hive control. They will be back, Ji-tae replied. But now they know. We are not prey. So Woo nodded. And the Council? They're watching. Let them watch, Ji-tae said, voice cold. Let them see what humanity can do alone. Hyun looked up from her console. Captain, we have a priority transmission from the Galactic Council. Ji-tae raised an eyebrow. Accept. Council's offer. The screen flickered to reveal Council Speaker Velcor, his jelly-like form trembling. "Captain Ryu," he said, carefully, "on behalf of the Galactic Council, we owe you an apology. We did not believe your warning. We did not offer help. You faced the threat we ran from." Ji-tae said nothing. "You have proven humanity is not a minor species. You are warriors, builders, survivors." Another council member added, "We would like to offer Earth a seat among the core worlds." Ji-tae's jaw tightened. "You want to offer us a seat now?" He said. There was silence. "You watched us die. You called us reckless when we asked for help. And now, after we did what none of you dared, you want to sit beside us." More silence. Then Ji-tae leaned forward. "Here is our answer. Earth will not beg to be part of your club. We earn our place. We already have." He ended the transmission. A fleet awakens on Earth. A celebration began. Fireworks across continents. News reports screened headlines. Titan-class warship Defiant destroys alien queen. Humanity defeats the Eaters. Captain Ji-tae Ryu, the man who stopped the end. But deep beneath the Arctic ice, in a secret base called Project Horizon, new warships began to awaken, each one larger than the last. Each one named after fallen cities: Seoul's Flame, Berlin Reborn, New Kyoto's Wrath. Because Earth knew. This wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Eater's hidden hive, a new horror far across the stars. In a black nebula the Council dared not enter. The real Eater Queen opened her eyes. She had felt the death of her sister. The pain had ripped across the hive. Her mind had gone dark for 17 seconds, something that had never happened before. She screamed, her voice a cosmic roar. They dared. A smaller Eater drone approached. The humans. They used a new weapon. We underestimated them. The Queen's many eyes glowed. Prepare the swarm, not for feeding, for war. Captain Ji-tae's final words as the Defiant limped back toward Earth. Ji-tae stood at the viewport with Hae-yoon. "You know they'll come back," she said softly. "No," he replied. "You think we're ready?" Ji-tae watched the stars. "No," he said. "But we weren't ready this time either, and we still won." She smiled. "That's very human of you." He nodded. "That's our strength. We don't give up. We fight harder when we're scared. We build better when we're desperate. And when the universe says no." He turned. "We say watch us." Final scene. The galaxy watches in the years that followed. The UE Defiant became legend. The ship was rebuilt and upgraded, reborn as the first in a new line of Titan-class human vessels. The Council changed its tune, watching Earth carefully. Other alien species, those once afraid, now reached out for alliance. Some sent gifts, some sent apologies, and some quietly began to build weapons of their own, because one thing was now clear. Humanity was no longer just a new species. They were a rising force. They had entered the stars, teeth bared, fists clenched, and minds ablaze. And the galaxy would never be the same again.